Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. This is your forecast for the new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn happening on Thursday, December 26, 2019 at 12:12 a.m. Eastern time. What I think this new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn is really all about is about us taking some new life that we've been changing our life to be all this year. It's about us taking that new life and finally beginning to build on it in ways that are more solid, more secure, more stable, that will last the test of time. We may not be quite sure how to do that or be quite comfortable doing that, but we're trying to work it out anyways. And we're trying to move forward, getting this show on the road to do what needs to be done so that we can finally make better situations in our life manifest without all the emotions and the drama and the tumultuousness that's gone on for this past year and possibly even longer, all right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, for me to place it for you on the chart, I'll bring the chart up on the screen. But I just remembered, I should say, Merry Christmas to you all, because this new moon solar eclipse is happening very close to that. I hope you all have a good one and that you are very safe this time, especially if you are traveling. Now, back to what's going on with the chart. Maybe what I'm going to do before talking about the new moon solar eclipse, which is what this video is for, is I'm going to go back to the context to explain to you how we got here. So what I always like to do in that instance is go back to Saturn and Pluto and the bigger alignments happening with the slower moving planets. What's been going on with Saturn and Pluto all of this year has been a major alignment that doesn't happen that often. Saturn and Pluto don't come conjunct that often. They come conjunct once every 35 years, and this year is that lucky year. I don't even know if I should say this past year was the lucky year, because Saturn and Pluto didn't even come conjunct this past year. They almost came conjunct. They got about a degree or two away and then separated, which just happens to be funny enough where Saturn and Pluto are again today at this time. So what this year has been all about, Saturn, Pluto. Saturn and Pluto do what? They change Pluto, structures of our life, Saturn. I think what's been going on for this past year, even longer, if you wanted to press me on some of that, is that we realized that an old life direction that we once had no longer is working for us anymore. Either there was a life that we had in the past that turned sour and that went wrong for one reason or another, or we realized that there was a life we had in the past that maybe didn't turn sour and didn't go wrong, but that we just don't like anymore and we've outgrown and we want to do something different. And we realized that the past few years. And because we've realized we don't like our old life no more and we want it to change, we've had to make a lot of readjustments. We've had to make a lot of readjustments in our lives to end old things and to build the new things. And not even to build the new things, to figure out what the new thing is. We've been doing old things in our life with an old life direction for decades, for 35 years. So for us to get rid of all the stuff we've been doing for 35 years and create new cycles for the next 35 years, it's not a one and done thing. It's not a get rid of that today and be on to the next thing tomorrow. So there's been this huge process that's taken place astrologically in the past year, or possibly even longer, where it slowly dawned on us that we want something else in our life. We've been trying to figure out what the new thing is. And once we figured out what the new thing is, we've been trying to dismantle the old and create the new. We've been in this weird in-between space. I'm no longer in the old life, past 35 years, but I'm no longer in the new life with these new set of circumstances. I'm in this weird in-between space, and this weird in-between space is scary because I'm letting go of a lot of old stuff that I used to have. And because I'm stepping into something new that's not tried and true, that I haven't tested before, that I don't know about. And that's what we've been working out. And I do believe that, I want to say maybe around Libra season, and especially the last new moon in Sagittarius, we finally, don't want to say figured out what the new thing was, or got a handle on the new thing that we wanted our life to be for the next 35 years of our life until Saturn and Pluto meet again. We finally got our handle on the new thing, where it wasn't so much about figuring out what the new thing was and changing our life to be something new. Last month, we knew what the new thing was, and we had made the changes to have the new thing that we want our life to be for the next 35 years actually occur and actually be around. Okay? And now that we have gotten the new thing that we've been changing our life to be, to overcome old patterns and set us up for the next, now that we've gotten the new thing here, no longer changing, it's here. Now that we know what it is, now that we're doing it, this new moon in Capricorn, this same solar eclipse, the same sign as the Saturn Pluto stuff is going on, is about us saying, okay, good. Now that you know the new thing that you've been wanting to do to overcome this old cycle, now it's time to take that new thing, and now it's time to new moon Capricorn build. It's time to take the new thing and then take it further and to make it more solid and to make it become more of a thing. To make it become more of a thing that can, Capricorn, put your life in a different and better direction than what you once had. That can also become a thing, do I want to say, that's more public, that everyone else can see. Capricorn is the highest part of the chart, the noonday part of the chart. So it's not just about us having a new life direction and building on it, but it's about us having a new life direction and making it more public and more out there. Maybe there's been a lot of work that we've been doing the past few years in private or in preparation. And this new moon in Capricorn is saying, okay, how can we take all this stuff that's now here in our life, this new stuff, and take it further and make it more seen? And do I want to say make it bigger? Because this new moon solar eclipse is conjunct Jupiter. How can we maximize the new stuff? Take it even further, make it more exciting, milk it, get the best out of it. And not just how can we milk the new life for everything that it's worth, to maximize it, to make it the best, so that we can have a better life direction, a better reputation, feeling good. But how can we take all this stuff and how can we, Capricorn, do it right, make it solid? You know, Capricorn doesn't like to do things just to do things. Capricorn doesn't like to do things just for fun. Let me just have this new life just to see where it's going to go. Capricorn is like, no, if I'm going to invest my time in something, it better be serious, it better be important, and it better be done right. Because when I do something, I'm the boss, Capricorn, at it. When I do something, I want to be the GOAT, Capricorn, literally ruled by the GOAT, the greatest of all time. So I think there's a part of us at this new moon solar eclipse is saying, now that my life is going in a very new, a very different direction that will set me up for the next 35 years of my life, I want to make sure that this new and different direction that it's going in will last, will be strong, will be the greatest of all time, will get me the results that I want it to get, will be done right with integrity, and will become something bigger and stronger that other people can see. And do I want to say respect me for as well? That's coming in there. Okay. And this is a big thing because this is a solar eclipse. And solar eclipses are super powered new moons. So they take, because new moons in Capricorn happen all the time, happen every year. They take this regular new moon in Capricorn and they superpower it to make it an even bigger, more impactful moment. This isn't about us just saying, this new thing in my life, I want to make it great. How do I do that? This is about saying, this new thing in my life, I want to make it great. Serious, disciplined. How can I work this out so that I can have the most impact and move it forward in a very big way that we now have a very big boost to do, if not now, then over the course of the next 6 months, which is when solar eclipses have their impact and have their effectiveness for roughly, even though what happens as a result of these eclipses can last even much longer than that. But I think that's what it's all about. Not super complicated message, just very simple. Here, the new life that we've been changing our life to be all year and possibly even longer, is finally here. Now we're trying to figure out how we can take the new life, build on it, and maximize it, so that it can be with us long term, be done right, and be done in a way that gets us a good result that it is that we need. And we're trying to figure out how we can do that to bring it all together, to move forward. And because Jupiter is no longer in Sagittarius, and because Jupiter is now going to be in Capricorn, we're trying to figure out how we can move forward on our life into the future in a way that is less changeable. Jupiter, Sagittarius is a mutable sign, in a way that's less up and down. We're trying to figure out how we can build on the new life finally with more clarity, with more direction, with less chaos. That's another message I'm trying to get across with my words here. This isn't just about us building a new life or building on the new life to take it further, but it's also about us restoring order to our life. Capricorn to be the sign of the boss, the sign of the manager, has to enforce the rules. We need to restore order to our lives here. We need to bring some rules about how we're going to function in this new space, doing things differently, in what way, so that we can move forward. And I think that's what's coming to us. Right. Now, if I wanted to talk about these specific alignments that's going on, and since I gave you some of the context, we've got this new moon here, again, conjunct Jupiter. So that to me is a very positive thing. I almost always interpret Jupiter positively. So this to me is about us getting excited about finally building on something different in our lives. To me, this is a part of this. It makes me think of us just being like, thank God that the past few years of my life are over. Thank God that the past few years of this up and down tumultuous stuff is ending. To me, the new moon conjunct Jupiter is us feeling like finally I can build something, create something. I'm excited. Jupiter, optimism. I'm optimistic about the potential that I have now that my life is in a different place, and now that my whole life is before me to create something different. We're excited, we're optimistic, we're thankful that we can be in a different space now after a lot of struggle perhaps that may have occurred. With this new moon also conjunct the South Node, I think we're also having good luck, not just to move forward in a different direction, building on this new stuff, but to turn the old stuff around finally that's been bogging us down, and to break through those things to take us further. Good. In addition to the new moon conjunct Jupiter and the South Node, it is also in a square here with Chiron and Aries. So even though we are excited, life going in a different direction, we've been trying to change it to be better for us, more stability, returning to our lives, more focus. Even though we're excited to turn these old things around, we're still a little bit uncomfortable. We're uncomfortable because we might not know how to do things in this new space to actually build on them and to make them serious, to make them last. If you want to build something and make it serious, we can't be screwing around anymore. We can't be playing small. We can't be playing these little games in the corner. Again, Capricorn doesn't play games. If Capricorn's on the clock, Capricorn's on the clock. If I'm at work, I'm at work. Capricorn's business. I'm getting things done. So we're a little bit uncomfortable because we know if we're going to build something in our life that's new, different, exciting, going to last the test of time, going to take us even further, we can't play games. We can't mess around. We're uncomfortable about it. Can I be serious? Do I have what it takes? How do I do this? But even though we're a little bit uncomfortable because we can't play around in the ways that we might have done years ago. Even though we're a little bit frustrated about that, I think we have a lot of support, because at the same time this new moon is making this square to Chiron, it's also making a trine to Uranus and Taurus. So we're figuring it out. We're saying, okay, fine. I can't play around like I used to. I can't be asleep on the clock. I can't be sleeping through my classes. I can't be sleeping through work. I can't keep calling out whenever something gets, even though there's a part of us that's like, man, I can't sleep at work. Man, even though there's a part of us, there's another part of us that's like, so what? If me doing things in a serious way is going to get me the results that I need to take this new life and make it bigger so that I can be the greatest of all time, Capricorn, the GOAT, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And we could get a sudden or unexpected boost, Uranus, in order for us to liberate ourselves from old limiting mindsets and habits and do what needs to be done to create better situations from here on out that I do like. This new moon solar eclipse is also conjunct Mercury too, so there could also be, loosely, it's in a different sign, but and about 10 degrees away, but there could also be lots of conversations too about how exactly we can take this new life and move it forward to get the right strategy that we need, that we're all trying to work together. All right, if I'm going to take this new stuff that I've been doing and build on it in a more permanent way to make my life even bigger, to make my life super great, solid, in a way that's done right, if I'm going to do it, how am I going to do it? In what way? What's my strategy? We're working things over in our mind to bring it all together, to overcome the hard stuff, to overcome the misgivings about being more serious, and to let ourselves more fully go there. And I think we're dealing with it. Mars at this time in Scorpio, making a very positive alignment, a sextile to Pluto too. This is helping us. This is helping us adjust our life to build, to go there. You know, I mean, the hardest thing right now in the chart, I mean, of course, is Saturn and Pluto, but we've been dealing with that all year. It's almost done. It'll come conjunct in the middle of January around the lunar eclipse. So the hardest thing in the chart is Saturn and Pluto, but that's old hat. We've been dealing with hard stuff all year. That's not all of a sudden going to flare its head now. It's been going on, you know, so even though that's a hard thing, it's like we're used to it. We know what that story is now. That's been hard, you know, so that's not difficult. Perhaps the other hardest thing in the chart is the square to Chiron, that the sun is making and eventually Mercury. But that's about us. That's about us feeling unsure of how to build on our new life. And that's more of a personal alignment. We're personally feeling uncomfortable. And even though we're personally feeling uncomfortable about how to build, we've got Jupiter also making the square close by. We've got the trine to Uranus. Like, I like this. I like this new moon solar eclipse. This is not about more drama. This is not about people. I mean, Venus, you know, I know a lot of people like to know about relationships. Venus has a lot to do with relationships. Venus is not really making any aspects. It's coming off of a square to Uranus, but that happened a few days ago. And Mars is in a relationship sign, Scorpio, making a very positive alignment. So this to me isn't about relationships causing drama in the future. Maybe some things came up the past week or so, but this to me is not so much about relationship stuff that's going on. I think we're getting a handle on that in a lot of ways to create different situations with relationships and money. This to me is about us figuring out how to build things in a way that can last, and us getting the right perspective, and in us bringing the pieces together. And even though we're not quite sure how to build our new life, we're excited about the prospect, and yeah, we're trying to figure it out anyways. You know, I'm like, Venus square Uranus. I'm like, I suppose relationships could bring some unexpected stuff up that could be a challenge, but I don't know. To me, this is all about rubber hits the road. I need to build something in my life that can last. I've been trying to all year. I've been trying to build something in a new and different way. And it's about us getting the people, getting the resources together to move forward. And we're doing it. We're not sure how to do it. That's the uncomfortable part, but we're trying to do it anyways. Maybe that's what I'll leave us with there before I make this more confusing. Just to summarize, this new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn, we've been trying to overcome old chapters in our life that have lasted for 35 years so that we can set ourselves up for new chapters in our life that will last for the next 35 years in our life. This year has been the transition between those two. It's been hard, it's been up and down, it's been tumultuous, but finally in the past few months, we finished changing things in our life and we got more of a handle on the new and on what needed to happen. Now that we have more of a handle on the new life that we're now creating, and now that we've got more of a direction, more of a clear focus on that, now that we're honing in on something new, we can start to build on that, to have it be great, to have it be strong, to have it last the test of time, to have it be done and be right. I think we're excited about it and about the possibility and about what's to come. We're a little bit unsure about how to do it, how to build, but we're still excited and we still know that we need to do it. And we're trying to run our mind, think thoughts, communicate with people in order to figure out, how do I build? Could relationships be doing some things suddenly and unexpectedly that I suppose could be a challenge? Possibly with even money? Sure. Venus square Uranus. But with that alignment passing, I think we're getting a handle on some of those sudden and unexpected events. And with the sun conjunct Jupiter, I think we're using some of those sudden and unexpected events that occurred with relationships in order to create better situations that are going to be more stronger for us to build on in the future. Because we don't want to get down the road and then realize that we had a problem with relationships and money that was not addressed. So Venus square Uranus might have been helping to reveal some of our weak spots, about our life and our future and about what we're building so that we can address all of that in better ways and move forward. And I think with Mars and Scorpio, a relationship sign, also we're working things. Maybe some surprises with people as I build. I'm doing things differently with people. People are doing things differently with me, surprising for better or for worse, but I'm working it together and I'm figuring it out how I can take this further and farther, further and farther. Yeah. That's what I'll say there. And this, to me, this new moon solar eclipse is really the beginning of 2020. It's what 2020 is going to be about the whole year. The whole year is going to be about us figuring out how to build on this new and different life. So there's the spoiler alert about what all my videos for next year are going to be about. All my videos for next year are no longer going to be like, we're trying to change our life to be something new, which I've said thousands of times for those of you who've continued to watch me. All my videos for 2020 are going to be about, we're trying to take the new thing and take it even further. How do we do this? And in what way are we doing this? And some months we may make more progress than others, and some months we may not make progress and we may go backwards. And some months relationships may provide a challenge, and some months we may not be ready, and some months, you know, there's going to be a lot of that. I mean, we've got tons of retrogrades next year. Venus is going to be retrograde. Mars is going to be retrograde. They don't go retrograde every year. Now, in addition to the 3 Mercury retrogrades, we've also got 3 eclipses happening during the summer alone. We've got the eclipses happening their normal times, and then 1 total and 2 partial, and one of the eclipses happening on the solstice. So a lot is going to be going on next year so that we can build on our new life to make it more solid. And I do believe we're going to hit some roadblocks, and I do believe that there are still more details left to work out to build our new life. So maybe that's another thing I should say. Even though this marks a powerful new beginning for us to take a new life and build it even further in the next year, which it will take all year to do, I do think that we don't know how we're going to build on our new life yet. We may get some ideas in the next few days, but even if we get some new ideas about how we're going to build on our new life in the future, there's some stuff that's going to go down next year that's going to cause us to rethink our plan, rethink our strategy, readdress some things so that we can make things even more solid before we move forward feeling more free with the work we're now doing. I need to do a report on 2020, but I just haven't had time. My own life has been crazy as well, making changes in my life to overcome old stuff and setting myself up for new chapters, but I'm hoping that starts to calm down, especially after the holiday, and especially with the help of this new moon solar eclipse. So maybe I can get something out the beginning of January. I'll keep you updated. Now, your card for this eclipse is the Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, I had a hair there. Reversed. How do I feel about this? This is how I feel about this. It's going to take us all next year to build on our new life so that it can be done right, and so that it can feel solid, that this is just the very beginning of us getting emotionally used to and getting our strategy for. To me, this Queen of Pentacles reversed, to me, reversed cards can also be a lot about going inward, is about us going inward to nurture ourselves so that we can prepare to build over the course of 2020. This is a solar eclipse. It's not a passing influence. It's not a month-long thing. It's a 6-month-long thing, and possibly even longer, seeing how some things next year are going to go, and seeing that how we also have another eclipse in Cancer and Capricorn and that stuff. So to me, this card is saying, don't try to build Rome in a day. Don't try to take your new life and make it solid in a day or make it solid in the next month. Know that you're in it for the long haul. Know that there's going to be a longer story to this, and spend your time at this new moon in Capricorn solar eclipse preparing inwardly and nurturing yourself to be ready for the long process of building and of figuring that out. and all the successes and the setbacks that that may bring, and take this time to build yourself up and to get all of the things that you might need in order to support you through this other much longer process that can be there as a source of strength as you move forward. The bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands upright. So even though there may be a lot of internal preparation that we need to do to prepare for building something big in our life for the next year, I think there is the Ace of Wands, a big part of us that's very excited about what to come and about the prospect of new beginnings, new chapters, new passions, and new exciting things that we can take a hold of. Maybe even with the Ace of Wands upright as well, we want to rush forward into these new things, building on it. But I think I want to say with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, no need to rush. No amount of rushing is going to make your life any more solid. Especially not when we got this many planets in Capricorn. No amount of rushing is going to make your new life more solid and more permanent. Take your time, go slow, adjust your emotions, get a strong internal fortress from which to move forward on, so that you cannot squander your passion, but so that you can sustain it in a way that will be more useful to help step into these different. So maybe that's what I'll leave you with today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope again that you all have a very good Christmas, and I'll talk to you later. Also, before you go, for those of you who like this video, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later. Bye.